Good morning, everyone. You know, there's that restaurant chain, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. As Christians, we thank God it's any day. We thank God it's every day we wake up and we're breathing. Praise God. I know, but there's a pandemic and it's so hard. I know, but we're alive. He has a purpose for today. So here in my new studio, which I really enjoy, I'm going to give you our devotion for today from Exodus. And now these are hard to extrapolate and apply to us today where they can be. So let's see what we read. We're reading in chapter 23, verse 4, and we're going to read it all the way to verse 9. If you come across your enemy's ox or donkey wandering off, be sure to return it. Notice, your enemy's ox or donkey. Return it. If you see the donkey of someone who hates you fallen down under its load, do not leave it there. Be sure you help them with it. Before I read the rest, let's just go through these bit by bit. This is almost close to the New Testament teaching of bless those that curse you, love your enemies. Notice, if you see your enemy's ox or donkey on Fulton Street or Flatbush Avenue, and you go, oh, I know that, that's that guy that he hates me. In fact, he's my enemy. He's on social media frying me for no reason. No, you get that donkey, get him up on that 41 bus, and you bring him back to the owner and say, here's your donkey. Isn't that God wonderful? God knows us, doesn't he? Whoa, that's my enemy's donkey. I'm not helping him with anything. No, God says, you help him. Even your enemy. No, if it was our friend, we would, put the donkey on our back and carry him. I love that about God. So let's read the next one. Verse 6. Do not deny justice to your poor people in your lawsuits. There we go, the reverse of what we learned yesterday. Don't show favoritism to the poor. It's either right or wrong. Be objective. Don't be siding with people because of their economic status. Here, the warning is, don't take advantage of poor people and not give them justice. Do not deny justice to your poor people in their lawsuits. God hates inequity, injustice. Hates it. Have nothing to do with a false charge, and do not put an innocent or honest person to death, for I will not acquit the guilty. Have nothing to do with a false charge and punishment of the innocent. Have nothing to do with that. By the way, remember, that's how Jesus ended up on the cross. The crowd got going. Pilate got overwhelmed by the crowd, and they condemned an innocent person. And God hates that. He's telling his people, when you go in the land, I don't want nothing to do with a false charge, for I will not acquit the guilty. DNA has discovered so much mischief done by district attorneys and the police, especially district attorneys. There was a real bad one in the state of Louisiana many, many years ago. They were just looking at numbers, convictions. I'm told by people on both races who are Christians, who I trust, especially if you're a minority. Just put the guy away, chalk it up. Oh, he found out who did that crime. Murder. Life. Life. No chance of parole. They don't play down there. Louisiana State Penitentiary. Then 25, 30 years later, they got DNA, and you know what they found out? The person never did it. And the district attorney's office hid the evidence, knew it, hid it, just to get a conviction. Oh, God hates that. We should all hate that. Forget races, just hate that injustice. Imagine someone does 31 hard 31 hard years and then gets out, and now how do you pay them back for 31 years? Oh my goodness. God said, don't do that. Never be a part of that. Do not accept a bribe, for a bribe blinds those who see and twists the words of the innocent. Don't accept a bribe. It twists things. Someone pays you off. Now listen, that's more than just about money. Look the other way and you'll get that promotion. Don't report that. I mean, the subtleties of our fallen nature, it's very hard to follow. There's lots of ways to just bribe a person, and now they're twisted in the way they see things. You can bribe people by complimenting them. Oh, you're the best. You're just wonderful. And then there's a reason for that. Whenever someone is giving you too many compliments, you got to stop and go time out inside. You go, ¿por qué? Why? Why is all this coming my way? There might be something on the other end that's not so savory. So don't be bribed by anything, money or favors or anything. And then finally, God, we're going to see this over and over again. Don't oppress a foreigner. You yourselves know how it feels to be foreigners because you were foreigners in Egypt. You remember the years and your experience as being a foreigner and mistreated. And so how are you going to treat foreigners now? Now that you know and experience to be shunned, taken advantage of because you were vulnerable. You're like in an Egyptian society, you were a super minority. And how they treated you. You're going to treat now people that way? You didn't learn anything. Now that you're on the other side and you're going to have foreigners among yourselves, don't do that. People hurt very deeply in life. I'd rather take a punch than some mean things that people can say. I was getting a cup of coffee at the diner back in the day when I was in Brooklyn. I'm coming back. I was in the Apollo diner, and the waitress waiting on me was so emotionally shaken. She was a Latina. I always practice my Spanish with her. She was crying. I said, what's wrong? I ordered something. I said, what's wrong? No. I said, come on, I know you. You know I'm the pastor. Tell me it. There's this guy just came in. He was sitting at the table over there. And I served him the best I could, And she has an accent. And English is her second language, but she speaks well. But Spanish is her first. And as out of nowhere, when I handed him the check, he said, why don't you blankety blank blank blanks go back where you came from? Out of nowhere. He would have been better off to hit her over the head with a piece of wood. Oh, did that go deep? Let's not be unkind to anyone today, especially people who are vulnerable. Let's show them the love of Jesus. Let's be imitators of God by loving everyone today and being kind to them. So be it.